Welcome back to a Real Estate Wisdom podcast with Vish. I'm your host Vishal Kapoor, and today's episode is packed with insights that could save you money, stress, and even legal headaches, whether you're buying or renting a home. Before we jump in, let me share a bit about my week. We had this classic Canadian weather: sun, rain, and everything in between. Summer is officially here, the school year is ending, and I'm celebrating two big milestones. My younger daughter just graduated high school, and my elder daughter delivered a speech in Stockholm at the International Prosthetics and Orthotics Society Convention. She spoke on using preserved organic matter as an aesthetic finish for laminated prosthetic devices. Whew. I'm incredibly proud of both of them, and these moments remind me why family and home matter so much. Now, let's talk about something that matters just as much in real estate: representation, loyalty, and integrity. What is buyer and tenant representation? When you're buying or renting, you have a choice: go it alone or work with professional. If you sign a buyer or tenant representation agreement, your realtor is legally obligated to act in your best interest, provide advice, and negotiate for you. Without this agreement, you are not a client. You are self-represented party, and the agent isn't required to give you the same level of service or loyalty. Why does this matter? Because real estate is complex. Without representation, you are on your own for research, negotiations, and legal protections. Most people simply don't have the experience to navigate these waters safely. Why it's not right to use a realtor without commitment? Let's be honest. No one works for free. Realtors invest hours researching listings, arranging showings, and providing expert advice, all with the expectation of earning a commission only when a deal closes. If you use their time and expertise but then buy or rent through someone else, you deny them fair compensation and undermine the trust. That keeps our industry professional and ethical. If a buyer or tenant can't be loyal, how can they expect their realtor to be loyal in return? Loyalty and transparency are the foundation of a successful relationship and a smooth transaction. Well, let me share you a real life story: the double commission trap. Recently, I heard from a fellow realtor in our community. She worked tirelessly with the buyer, showing properties, giving advice, and investing significant time. But she didn't have the buyer sign a buyer representation agreement. When it came time to make an offer, the buyer revealed they have already seen the property with another agent. The deal didn't go through, and all her work was wasted. She thought she earned a commission, but ended up with nothing. It wasn't fair to her, and it could have been avoided if she'd had asked, "Are you working with another realtor?" At the very start. That's my conversation start with my clients most of the time. This is why the RECO information guide is so clear. Representation agreements protect both parties. They clarify expectations, ensure loyalty, and prevent misunderstandings that can lead to dispute or even double commission liability. Now, double commission liability, a real risk. If you sign a buyer representation agreement and then buy with another agent or privately, you could be liable for two commissions, one to the agent you signed with and one to the agent who closed the deal. This isn't just a hypothetical risk, it's written into the contracts and has been enforced in court. Always read and understand what you are signing, and don't assume you can shop around without consequences. Well, another thing happened a lot is multiple representation and double ending. What's the risk? Sometimes the same agent or brokerage represents both the buyer and seller, or two buyers competing for the same property. This is called multiple representation or double ending. It's legal in Ontario, but only if everyone agrees in writing after full disclosure. The catch? The agent can't give you undivided loyalty or confidential advice about price or terms. There's a risk of conflict of interest. Some agents have prioritized their own commission over their client's best interest, leading to lost opportunities or higher costs for buyers and sellers. So, what you do if you're not happy? Don't ghost, communicate. Sometimes the relationship with your agent isn't working. Maybe you feel they are not responsive or you don't mesh personally. According to the RECO guidelines, you have the right to raise concern with the brokerage. They can assign you a different realtor, or you can terminate the agreement if you are not satisfied. The key is to be upfront and respectful. Don't just disappear or switch agents without notice, especially if you are signed an agreement. Integrity and ethics, the foundation of trust. Ethics are the bedrock of real estate. Agents are fiduciaries. They have a legal and ethical obligation to act in your best interest, maintain confidentiality, and provide full disclosure. But this works only when clients act with integrity too. If buyers or tenants exploit the system, everyone loses and trust erodes. Ethical agents don't just follow the rules. They prioritize honesty, transparency, and their clients' best interest in every interaction. This commitment to integrity builds strong client relationships and forms the bedrock of a successful and fulfilling career. How to protect yourself? Sign a representation agreement. When you're ready to commit, it protects both you and your agent. Read every agreement carefully. Know exactly when and how you're committing to pay commission and under what circumstances. Ask questions. Don't be afraid to clarify anything that's unclear. If you're unsure, seek independent legal advice. Avoid signing multiple agreements. Stick with one agent you trust and make sure you understand the terms. Be wary of multiple representation. If it's proposed, make sure you're comfortable with the limits on advice and confidentiality and get everything in writing. Communicate openly. If you're not happy, don't just switch agents without notice. Respect the time and expertise of your realtor. No one works for free, and loyalty is a two-way street. Well, here's my final thoughts. Buying or renting a home is one of the biggest decisions you will ever make. So don't leave it to chance. Representation agreements are there to protect you, but only if you understand and use them wisely. If you have questions about buyer or tenant representation or want to share your own story, reach out to me. And to all the proud parents out there, congratulations on your kids' milestones. Here's to new beginnings in school, in life, and maybe in a new home. Thanks for joining me on Real Estate Wisdom with Vish. Until next time, stay informed, stay protected, and enjoy the summer. And by the way, happy Canada Day. Have fun. Disclaimer: the information provided in this podcast is for informational purpose only and should not be considered as financial or investment advice. Consult with your professional before making any real estate decisions.